Greetings, one and all, and welcome to the first congregation of Ratziniism. Now, before we indoctrinate you all into what is almost certainly going to become a death cult, I think it is only right that we begin with our Lord's Prayer. Our Walter, who art in Sheffield, goal scoring be thy game. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 7, Episode 14 of Walter Razzini Rescue Sheffield Wednesday. And today we are going to be playing, who are we playing today? Arsenal in the league, and then it's Leeds United, a Yorkshire derby in the FA Cup quarter-final to see if we can get ourselves back to Wembley, where hopefully Walter Razzini will not be suspended and be able to play, unlike the Carabao Cup final. But yeah, Walter Razziniism, it's the new religion. Everybody's getting involved, and well, with good cause. This man is a god of football, isn't he? He really, really is. Now, he is coming up on a club record, you can see here, to overtake Matt Penny, if you remember him all the way back from the Championship in the very early Premier League days. So 9 Man of the Match awards. He's currently tied the record that Penny set all the way back in our very first season at the club. And, well, surely he's going to break that. We're only in March. He is going to get Man of the Match at least one more time, isn't he? That, I think, we can just about say is the given of that 25 goals from 24 starts. He's a god, an absolute god. Now, you haven't missed anything since last episode. We have come straight back. We haven't yet got the Champions League quarterfinal draw. We will have that this episode, so that's going to be exciting. But we've got all about the league. We've got Arsenal up first here, away from home. Now, the league table, it's looking a little bit like we have to get our binoculars out to see Manchester City, but we do have 2 games in hand. So if we win those, which is a big if, obviously, the gap goes back to 5 points. We have to play Manchester City yet. That potentially gets the gap back to 2 points if we can beat them. Now, there's a lot of ifs involved in this, but we're just going to say we're 2 points back of Manchester City and the title race is still very much on. 10 games for us to play, 8 obviously for Manchester City. It's going to, hopefully anyway, go down to the wire. And you can see here the quarterfinal, we are hosting Leeds United and hopefully we'll get past them. And Manchester United aside, you can see West Ham are starting to fail off, sort of back away a little bit in the league. So, I mean, Manchester United aren't a great side, but, I mean, it's if Manchester United could draw West Ham, if they could both get knocked out, the FA Cup looks very doable for us this year, so we need to make sure that we're beating Leeds. But first up, as I said, it's Arsenal away from home. Let's see what we're doing here. It is a 4-2-3-1 formation that we're expecting from them. And this is the team we're sending out. It is essentially, probably not even essentially, it is the same team that started the game against AC Milan. So Bevaquar in goal, Belyasov, Leng. Oh no, it's not. Rives is back in for this one. And Martinez. I'm hoping, we've dropped Rives for a couple of games. I'm hoping he's got a wake-up call and this 6.68 that he thinks is acceptable to play the last 5 games will improve. It's going to be Fabiano and Augusto, who was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant against AC Milan, so he keeps his spot. Schuenard, Jabing and Edwards. Razzini, of course, goes up front. And we are not quite yet got Brummer back. He is due back tomorrow. Eduardo is due back in a couple of days. They'll both be available for Leeds. So yeah, that's the good news coming into this one. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Marco Silva is their manager these days. That is what it is. Now, one other piece of news from last episode, which is really minor, but something to bear in mind, is that, what do we want to say to this? I don't want to say pick up, that never works for me. Let's raise our game to their level. We could get on board with that. Let's pump our fists, say we have faith in them. Leng has learnt to speak English, so that is hopefully going to be a benefit. Yeah, so maybe that, and, that might help with Rivas coming back in as well. Yeah, I've been really disappointed with Rivas for at least the last sort of second half of the season after Christmas. MB does a good job, obviously, but yeah, we'll just kind of see. Hopefully, we'll get better performances out of Rivas and Leng, because I do think they are the two going forward. If you look at sort of an attribute-wise, I think they're our two. But, it's going to take maybe a little bit of time for them both to settle in playing in the same lineup. So we'll see how they get on here. And yeah, we do have a free week after this, which is a bit of a rarity for us, which is why we've been able to play the same team that went out against AC Milan, knowing we have a full week coming up before the FA Cup. Corner goes in, headed away. Jabing should get a second chance at this. Shuna making a late run into the box. Jabing, we'll just pretend that didn't happen, Jabing. Yeah, not a great shot, was it? We do obviously have the option, if we wanted to go back and play 2 up front. We've got Petkovic and Giordano on the bench. My logic here was just basically don't change what worked against AC Milan. Of course, we can see that it's not particularly working for us against Arsenal, though, is it? So let's try something different, because it's not, we haven't created anything yet, have we? So let's get rid of all of that. Let's maybe look to exploit the flanks and maybe just lower the tempo down a little bit. We haven't seen them really create anything, although they have had a couple of... oh no, they've actually had more than us. And that's been poor, hasn't it? So I think what we do, we say we need to be better. We'll pump our fists. We'll give them about 10 minutes to see if it improves. And if not, we might ditch the wingers and go 2 up top and see if that works for us. Let's give them some encouragement. You've had your 10 minutes, boys. And, oh, Jabing with a free kick. Edge of the area for Fabiano. Back to Jabing. Look at the edge of the area there again. Fabiano turns and delivers the goal. Fabiano's 4th of the season. Look at that, right on the 10-minute mark. They were testing my patience and they just about got away with it. So there we go. We'll say that's one from the training ground, although it looked a little bit like disorganization. A little bit of panic. Fabiano, he put it into a nice area, took his time, and Schuener did a good job shielding the goalkeeper with Tierney playing him on. We'll say that again was from the training ground. We've given them some praise, which hasn't gone down particularly well. Let's see what's going to come of this highlight. Schuener can't win the ball back, and here come Arsenal up the other end. And Augusto's done well, and Edwards has done even better to get possession back there for us. Here we go with Augusto, back to Fabiano. Augusto in midfield, he's got a little bit of space. Moves into that wide area. Edwards, oh, caught in possession, that's not good. Can he win it back? He can't. And Fabiano, early ball there for Razzini. Schuener's making a run. It's almost a wonderful pass from Razzini there. Rivas has it now. It's a bit of a scrappy highlight, but we're still coming forward. Schuener, ball in. Razzini. Oh, Razzini's hit the post. Unbelievable. That would have been a very, very nice goal for us to get, wouldn't it? We'll demand a little bit more. We might just go back off of attacking now. Fabiano is looking a little tired, and we've got a highlight. Can we win this ball back, please? Not as of yet. Edwards does a good job getting back. Oh, he does an even better job winning it back. Ball forward for Razzini. Again, Schuener's making a run. Again, Razzini looks for him, and again, it just doesn't quite find it. Lang with a tackle, but again, Arsenal pick it up. Oh, and Rivas has done brilliantly. How's he scored from there? Oh, no. How has he scored from there? The wingers aren't working. We're going to change, I think, and go 2 up top late on here. I'll cancel the sub that I made. Rivas did well. Bevacqua cannot get beaten from there, though, can he? That is unacceptable. And it is 1-1, and we cannot afford more drop points here. All right, so we want to go back to this, don't we? Let me make these changes, and we'll come back. Okay, so triple subs. We are taking off Augusto, who's been disappointing after his wonderful performance in the Champions League. Schuener and Edwards go off as well. Giordano comes on to play up front. Razzini, we might look to use him as a complete forward as opposed to just a deep liar. Also coming on is Cook and Samare. So let's hope that the changes work for us here. Oh, Razzini hitting the post. How... Oh, Fabiano's done well there. Oh, we've given it straight back with Belyasov. Don't go and throw it all away. Lang has... Well, we'll just about take that, won't we? Mark them up from the corner, from the set piece here. And there it is. The triple sub has taken place. Let's encourage them. We are still on attacking. And... Oh, no. We have dropped points again. Have we? It's not... 1-1. And I think with that, our title hopes maybe disappear. If Walter Razzini puts away his chances, or his chance, and you'd expect him to score that, wouldn't you? At 2-0, I think that is just about the game. But 10 points, game in hand, back to 7. Then even if we beat them, that's 4 points, and we're looking for them to drop points in 2 other games, and that's starting to get a lot of ifs, isn't it? But there we go. Anyway, we've got FA Cup up next. We'll play Leeds. Hopefully we'll take out our frustration on them. But there's a lot of frustration, isn't there? Okay, welcome back. And they say a week is a long time in football. Well, it's only Friday. And, well, look at this. My boys Aston Villa doing us a massive favour, beating Manchester City. And so with 2 games in hand, that gap is back to 10 points. And the title sniff just picks up again, doesn't it? Still a long, long way away. And obviously games are running out now as well. But, well, a nice favour done for us there at Villa Park. And also we've had our new youth intake. Nothing to see here, I think, is the headline. If we look at the guys that are kind of expected to be the main prospects, we've got a young centre-back who has 0 positioning. We have a young winger or striker who maybe is a winger, but it's very much dribbling, crossing, and a little bit of pace, isn't he? There's not too much else there. They're only 15, so maybe Kane could develop into something, and then everybody else there is more or less... yeah, thanks for showing up, guys. We'll don't call us, we'll call you, isn't it? So that's disappointing. But we have a Champions League draw to look forward to right now. And let's have a look and see what we're up against here. Now, the teams in the draw are Monaco, Bayern Munich, of course, who we beat in the Europa League final. We've got Juventus, we've got Barcelona, Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, and Valencia. If we're looking at that, I think we do unspeakable things to get Valencia, wouldn't we? Monaco would maybe be okay. We know we can beat Munich, though they are tough. Let's see who we get here. I think we'd like to avoid Paris as ever. Though maybe it would be nice to test ourselves. Paris Saint-Germain, first team out. They get Bayern Munich. That's a bit of a heavyweight draw, isn't it? Barcelona, you'd always like to avoid. They get Valencia. Chelsea get Monaco. So we're going to be playing Juventus, and we're going to be at home in the first leg. So, I mean, yeah, it depends what sort of Juventus team it is, doesn't it? Now, we do, of course, have the semi-final draw coming up as well. We'll discover our path to the final should we get there. We'd like to avoid that one, and we do. So it's going to be, if we're going to get to the final, it will be either, well, Barcelona or maybe Valencia. So there we go. If we're looking at this, if we get past Juventus, you'd imagine it'll be Barcelona in the semi-final, and then you'd say probably Paris in the final would be the favourites, wouldn't they? Though, I mean, Bayern Munich and Chelsea would all be good, and you never want to write off a Monaco team. They always have good young players, don't they? So there we go. That is how the Champions League is going to shake out to the end. Juventus in the quarterfinal. Let me know how you think we'll get on in that, and we'll show that. I think that looks like next episode to me, but we'll find that out at the end. But guys, wait right there, or not wait right there. We've already had our ad break. Let's find out what we're doing against Leeds United in the FA Cup. Alright, and here we go. We can see the other quarterfinal results. West Ham have won, Watford have won, and Manchester United have won. So it's not quite the opposite of what we would have wanted, but it's not far off of it, is it? Let's see what we're doing here, though, against Leeds. We can see we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. We're coming up against that formation a lot. I wonder if teams are trying to suss us out here. And this is a team that we're sending out. It's Bevilacqua in goal, Belyasov, Leng, Rivas, and Martinez as the back four. Fabiano, and it's a big welcome back to Eduardo in our midfield. Not really much sharp, but he's class, isn't he? So he comes back in. Schuener, who has signed a new deal, he is here for the next however many years, 4 years on 57 grand a week now. He was only being paid 7 grand a week before that. He came to me wanting a new contract, and well, it's difficult to argue he's worth more than 7 grand a week, isn't it? So Schuener, Jabing, and Edwards. Razzini, of course, goes up front. We also have back on the bench Oliver Brummer, so he hasn't injured himself in the warm-up yet, so that's a good sign. You can see Razzini is a little bit tired. Maybe the smart thing to do would be not start him, but, well, we're not doing that, are we? So, Slaven Bilic is their manager. Thiago Almeida is a good player. Phillips is obviously a good player. Boguc is a good player. Shackleton was good for us at Leeds too, wasn't he? Anyway, let's worry about us. Should be winning this comfortably. Oh, Eduardo's aggressive. It's good to have some aggression back in the dressing room. We'll point our finger. We'll say we have faith in them to go out there and make the difference. Yeah, and the reason we're doing this with Razzini is because there's an international break after this game, so, you know, he'll either get a rest or he'll come back tired anyway from international duty. So, That just kind of is what it is. Now, what I should mention at this point as well is we'll say first call for viewers Player of the Year nominations. If this game doesn't go to plan, if Juventus doesn't go to plan, then the season could start to wrap up very, very quickly. So let me know in the comments or however else you want to do it, who you want to nominate for your viewers Player of the Year, who you think has been our best player or your favorite player this season. I suspect I know where most of the nominations are going to go, and we're 1-0 down after 4 minutes. And this episode, it's going from very much bad to worse. Let's demand more. The good news is that it's early on in the game and there's a lot of time to recover things. The bad news, of course, is that we're 1-0 down. Oh, Bevilacqua just going there. It's a good finish, isn't it, from Almeida. Just bent it inside that post. Didn't really give Bevilacqua much of a chance. But we need to pull our fingers out here now. We need to start playing some proper football. We're at home in this one as well, which is, we don't want to be losing at home, do we? Aggressive, frustrated. Calm down, boys. Calm down. Belyasov with a throw. 20 minutes gone. Fabiano plays it off the Leeds player. That seemed unnecessary, if I'm honest. Jabing has it. Back to Eduardo. Nice ball for Edwards. Edwards. Oh, it's blocked away. Still there for Belyasov. Ball in. Header off the crossbar. Who shrunk the goals? All we're doing lately is hitting the crossbar. Or the post. We're hitting the woodwork a lot. Tom with a throw. Can Edwards go and put some pressure on? Ball forward. We get to that through Fabiano. Nicely nodded down there to Eduardo. Fabiano and Eduardo, in theory, could be... Well, they could be the puppet masters in there for us for years to come, couldn't they? But it's... here come Leeds again. It's not going particularly well. Belyasov does enough. Bevilacqua makes, in the end, a simple save. Let's just try giving them some encouragement, maybe. That seems to have worked. Okay. Schuener with... Oh, that's a red card, ref. Hudson-Odoi straight through the back of him, two-footed. That's 2 red cards, isn't it? And that helps the cause. Alright, well, we'll wait and see what happens with this highlight. It might be a case now of we just need to slow down possession. Fabiano, don't you get a man sent off for us. Slow down possession, just use the width of the pitch, work the ball into the box and break them down. We've got that extra man. We have... Oh, well, Schuener's done brilliantly there. Schuener, there's a goal for you. What a strike from Patrick Schuener. Celebrating his new contract, a 9th goal of the season, and that was a wonderful, wonderful goal. Did really well. It's a good pass from Eduardo. But look at that, straight past the defender, and how about this for a finish? Goalkeeper, I mean, he didn't really have much chance, did he? We'll demand a little bit more from them. And let's see if we can go in front before the break. Bevilacqua stands over a goal kick. Short for Rivas. Forward for Eduardo. Back to Fabiano. Forward there for Razzini. Wide for Edwards. Jabing's making a run. Edwards finds his run. Jabing. Oh. Goalkeeper makes a decent save, but you wonder if Jabing could have done slightly better there. He takes the corner now. Can we get someone on the end of this? It is over the bar, and it was... Was it Razzini in there, or Leng perhaps? And now we have a highlight at the Leeds end of the field. Rivas headed away. Edwards, Jabing, putting some good pressure on them. This is what we need to do now. We've got the extra man. We can afford to put the extra bit of pressure on them. We're not putting, obviously, you've seen I haven't changed the tactics, but I think the fact that we have an extra man, it just makes them look like they're a little bit more rushed. The pressing almost looks more effective. I thought Razzini might get to that, but no such luck. Leng down for Jabing. Edwards just making a good run. He finds him. Can we get a nice ball in there for Razzini? Edwards going to go himself. He is. It's through the goalkeeper. A 5th of the season for Marcus Edwards. And we've turned it around before half-time. That's much, much more like it. Razzini only playing a 6-7 end on a booking. You do wonder a little bit. He is tied. Do we dare give him the second half off here, given that we're against 10 men? That's certainly a thought that's crossing my mind. If we can get a 3rd goal before half-time, then it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Eduardo. It's there for Edwards. Oh, we've got our 3rd goal. Marcus Edwards has 2 goals in as many minutes, I think, in stoppage time in the first half. Of course, it is his old team, isn't it? We signed Marcus Edwards from Leeds United all the way back, well, it's a few seasons ago now, isn't it? And Eduardo with the ball. Edwards with a good run. Lost his man. It's a good finish as well, to be fair to him. And that, I think, will mean we can take Razzini off in this second half. It should be a simple case from here of we're not getting complacent. and just sort of seeing it out. We've got that extra man. There is no excuse whatsoever for losing a 2-goal lead, is there, against 10 men. Do we bring Brummer on? That actually might be, it's almost a perfect opportunity to do that, isn't it? I thought I had Giordano on the bench, not Petkovic, but we'll bring Brummer on. It'll give him a little bit of time for some match fitness. Now, one thing we want to do as well is probably keep an eye on Eduardo. But we'll give him a little bit more time here. We've got a kickoff highlight. You know, this is just the Brummer injury, the inevitable Brummer injury. Eduardo. Nice ball for Edwards on a hat-trick. Marcus Edwards, oh, off the line. Good defending. And it's going to be a corner. Edwards to take. Goes right into the middle. Headed away, though. Picked up, it's going to be by Belyasov. There for Jabing. Fabiano. Eduardo. Rivas. Back to Eduardo. So some nice little passing. Brummer. Eduardo, and someone's offside, are they? Edwards has strayed offside there. Let's give them some praise. Fabiano on a booking makes me slightly nervous. He's not having his best game in there. We have Cook and Samare on the bench, so we do have options to make the change there. Maybe we look to do that. Let's wait and see what becomes of this highlight. Martinez defends that well, but gives it straight back to Leeds. And come on, Brummer. No, not quite. We've seen already, I mean, the semi-finals, it's going to be a case of really, really wanting to get Watford, isn't it? Manchester United are obviously a good side. They're a dangerous side, and West Ham are having a good year. Here's Edwards on his hat-trick. Can he finish it off? He's done well again. But just a little bit of a heavy touch, wasn't it? Eduardo is looking really tired now. We don't want to risk a recurrence of that injury, so we'll take Eduardo off for Cook, and we might take Fabiano off for Samare. And that'll, of course, be our subs done. But a bit of fresh legs in midfield, I think that's probably a good thing. Gets a booking off, obviously, in Fabiano as well. Martinez, can he get a cross in? Ricochets out to Cook. Of course, his former club, he came through at Leeds as well, didn't he? Edwards, there's a good ball. Jabing makes a good run, and that is that. It's 4-1. Jabing with a goal. Edwards adds an assist to his 2. And well, from here, let's just see if we can maybe get Brummer through the game without an injury, and maybe Edwards' hat-trick. And it's been a nice day out at Hillsborough, hasn't it? Nice ball from Edwards. Jabing makes the run. Goalkeeper's in no man's land. And that's what you call football, isn't it? Such a shame about that Arsenal game. I'm really disappointed. Especially, I mean, it's good in a way that, you know, Villa beat City, and that lessens the damage that our drop points has done. But you think if we had managed to get that result, if Razzini hadn't hit the post with that chance, then those were the drop points that we needed to to go ahead of them should we beat them when we play them in the league in a couple of weeks' time. Here's Edwards making another great run forward, and that's a penalty. And this is surely a chance now for Edwards to go and get the hat-trick against his former team. I mean, it's going to be given. If it's not a penalty, then it's a dive. It is 100% a penalty. And is Edwards going to take it for the hat-trick? It is Edwards, and he's missed it. We couldn't see anything between the sub. Oh, Edwards, you muppet. What an idiot. All right, that's fine. Come on. Back on your horse, mate. It's been complete and utter domination. It's a shame that Edwards couldn't find himself that hat-trick, but 4-1 over 10-man leads. You'd like to think, even if they didn't go down to 10 men, we would have been able to turn that around. But, yeah, that's a good win, boys. So, a strange episode in that we're disappointed with Razzini for missing that chance against Arsenal. He didn't really do much else. But there we go. We've got the win against Leeds. We are into the next round, which is important. Edwards, I thought there was absolutely superb. And guys, before we end the episode, let's... Frank Lampard's at Bayern Munich. Well, there you go. Let's find out who we got in the semi-final. Alright, so for the second times episode, we have a draw. Manchester United, ourselves, West Ham and Watford. It doesn't take a genius to work out Watford is the team you'd rather have. We're first team out, and we're going to have West Ham. So probably middle of the road there. You'd rather avoid Man United because of the players they have. West Ham are obviously having a good time of things in the league, but that is our semi-final of the FA Cup right there. So there we go. Quick update of the league table. We can see it there. 10 points back, 2 games in hand. Can we do it? We still have to play them, of course, as well. Let's not forget. Quarterfinal of the Champions League, semi-final of the FA Cup. A lot to look forward to. If we look at the schedule, April is looking very, very busy indeed. So I think what we'll do... that semi-final kind of throws out my plans a little bit. We have to come straight back, don't we? Because I was going to just do the Juventus games as one episode. But yeah, that doesn't really work now, does it? So what we'll do is we will come back. We've got so many big games that we almost want to show every game in April. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we will come straight back. Sort of planning ahead here. Southampton is not the best game. They're last in the league, but yeah, we'll show that after the international break, and then the first leg at home to Juventus. The episode after that will be the second leg and the semi-final. Now, if we get past Juventus, there's going to be a semi-final in here somewhere. And even if we don't, let me look at this league run. We've got Liverpool, West Ham, who are fourth, Manchester United and Manchester City. So we've got pretty much our title goes on, our title bid, I should say, yeah, goes on the line in those games, and 3 of the 4 are away from home as well. So that's sort of the next 2, and then depending what happens in those, we'll kind of be able to see from there. If you've enjoyed that, guys, hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and also don't forget to, we've got a little bit more time now with winning with the semi-final there, but don't forget to start and think about, anyway, your Player of the Year nominations. I'm going to assume Razzini plus some others. So, yeah, I look forward to hearing who you guys are going to nominate. Take care.